Hello, my name is Dante Renee from the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Like tonight's film, this is 1983's The Passing. This is the artwork, the reversible artwork on the Blu-ray DVD package here with some screenshots. And here is the slipcover artwork with the back here. I have to tell you that I was not prepared for this movie at all. And I never heard of this movie before. I never read about this movie, never heard anybody talking about this movie. Never heard anything about this movie whatsoever, and I have never seen anything like this movie before, and it has impacted me incredibly on a visceral and emotional and mental, spiritual, artistic. There's more, but I can't put it into words. This is from 1983. It was directed by John Huckert, and I have to tell you, this movie has absolutely just destroyed me. Really destroyed me at my inner core, actually. It says on the front here, dying is a punishment to some a gift, and to some a favor. It's a quote from the film. John Huckert's The Passing, a very human science fiction tragedy. A very human science fiction tragedy. Despite what you might read about this film, I always recommend not reading the summaries. Especially on the Vinegar Syndrome releases, it might tell you too much. You know, just pop the film on and then maybe read it after, you know, when the movie's over. This is not what you are expecting at all. Most likely, this was not what I was expecting at all. Again, I've never seen anything like this before. A lot of the movies that I put on this channel are movies that are very unique, films that I have never seen before, and this one is one of those, but even on another level. This movie has, I know I said that, it's very hard for me to talk about this, actually, because it has impacted me immensely. Oh, gosh. We have a movie here that is artistic, surreal, mental, spiritual, emotional, in the heart, mental, in the mind. There is the unknown, life and death, philosophy and theology, reincarnation, religion, youth, old age, growing older, being a human, science, nature, fears, loneliness, friendship, relationships, rape, romance, vengeance, cats, child rearing, reality, the the how hard life is. The way this 95-minute film is set up is so visceral, so on another level, that this is an extremely dangerous movie in the way that it can impact you in ways that you're not even aware of. The opening title sequence for this film will immediately clue you in that there is something a little bit off about this movie. There's something different about this movie. When you push play on this film, you are entering into another cinematic realm, another movie world that I would say you've never entered into before. Vinegar Syndrome, who has distributed this movie, has absolutely shocked me. They've done this to me with many, many films. Most of the films that I've seen from this company are films that I've never heard of before, and obviously this being one of them. We have music in everything that's done in the passing is done differently. In piece and as a whole, the way the story is told never dumbs down the viewer, never dumbs down the audience. The way the story is told on another level. You as a viewer have completely been enraptured by the movie, but it's more than a movie. It's your life. It's your past, it's your future, whatever that may be. Questions, unanswered questions, linear, narrative, logic, illogic, surreal, oppression in the cinematic realm, brutality in the cinematic realm, the heart in the cinematic realm, the eyes, a heavy, heavy dose of documentary reality, not playing by the rules, boundary breaking, a ride, an experience, a journey, an entrance, an exit, red, pink, blue, hallucinatory realms, unknown, the unknown. The movie is unknown. The story is unknown. Our lives, the unknown. The music in the passing is haunting, dark, whimsical. It's from the past. Music from the 20s. Soundscapes of darkness and the unknown. That type of music, that type of sound that doesn't make you feel comfortable with a movie, but rather, or at ease with a movie, but rather lets you know that you are in something else. You are definitely in something else. The characters, the worlds of the characters, the connections of characters and the connections of worlds of characters. What do we have here? Well, we have the unknown. We have, you know, I guess science fiction and horror and drama. And documentary vibes surreal, bizarre, weird. You know, I could see some people, I could name you a couple films that possibly could be within the realm of The Passing, but remember that The Passing is still its own film. But I could name you Ken Russell's Altered States. I could give you Stanley Kubrick's 2001 Space Odyssey. I could give you films like, I believe it was called A Trip to Bountiful. Was it called that? I believe it was called that. It's a pretty unknown movie, A Trip to Bountiful. I could give you the Abel Ferrara's Driller Killer. And in a modern sense, possibly areas of Beyond the Black Rainbow, maybe. But The Passing is its own unique film. It's its own unique experience. But possibly those worlds could interact in some way of those other movies. This is 1983's The Passing by John Huckert. There is brutal violence in here. There is brutal beauty. There is heartfelt intimacy. Edge. A roughness. And yet an intimacy and a hominess. There's a lot of contradictions in here, which will make this entire cinematic experience quite overwhelming. 1983's The Passing by John Huckert. Amazing. Thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more, like 1983's The Passing. Please feel free to check out all my other videos on this YouTube page, as well as my own personally made films at my Vimeo site, vimeo.com/poopydiarrhea. P-O-O-P-Y diarrhea. D-I-A-R-R-H-E-A. You can follow me there and see all my own films and music projects. Thank you so much, and good night.